Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to Small Talk. I'm your host, not your usual main host, Badfish. I was going to say Seamus Gamish. Jeez, I'm so used to playing Helldivers. What up? And we got our also here with us, Chris.
Hey,
Welcome.
what's going on?
Sean's going to be joining us shortly. He is just coming back from a family dinner, and he will be on with us very shortly. I'm doing one last thing that's absolutely necessary for the show.
Yeah, that's all good. We got a few interesting topics today. Not too much new pickups, but I had the pleasure of checking out the Great Ohio Toy Show, and that is a wild scene for you guys who don't know. It's like 7 giant buildings of vendors. So I got a few photos of that, and we're gonna go through some of that and see what was available at a recent massive show.
Very
And
nice.
yeah, I mean, and then we got a couple topics after that, but I don't know, man. It not too much in the way of new pickups lately, that's for sure. But yeah, we got a.
Oops.
There we go.
I don't know the format button. Sorry.
All good. But yeah, so I don't know if what you want to start out with.
We are going to start with first figuring out how we get this up. There we go.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, the thing that struck me the most about this event was like, you're like if you were looking for like Star Wars stuff, and we'll get into a little bit of that, but like there was like every giant vehicle that like as far as 3 3/4 Star Wars that you could have ever imagined was available, like boxed and loose at this event. It was crazy.
Ooh.
But
so like lots of in regards to vintage or just any.
Oh, it had everything. Yeah, like I don't know if you can like I have a chunk of slides in there if you can pull up the photos, but
Oh, we will.
yeah, that's it, it's really like it's hard to even like believe the amount of selection you had in this thing. It's like barns of vendors.
And yeah, we're actually going to get right into the Canadian takeover again because the Canucks are here and we're here to stay. And yeah, we've got no new this time because none of us had any news this week. Let's also highlight who we've got here. We've got Vintage Rebellion, who's first. Wow, beating Toy Mafia. Look at him, he's upset. Look at the face palm.
Yep.
Mark Pearson, Sweetest Angel, Collector of the Year award, named after this man. And we got OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars, and Lane Kramer. Let's see. Badfish has taken the bait and has some 1/12 scale catches he wants us to find out about. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I have. Actually, yeah. I haven't had anything new. I think since the what's it called here? Okay.
Oh yeah, the Razor Crest.
Yeah,
the small one.
Scale.
Yeah.
There was a bounty hunter I was gonna grab, but I didn't. So that will be another day. But yeah, here we are, the Great Ohio Toy Show. Chris was at this event.
Yeah. So they do a couple of these a year, and it's like, as you can see on there, like 700 plus vendors in 7 buildings. And you can find just about anything. It is nuts. So that was back on March 30th, but since our last show. So
and $6 a person.
Isn't that wild? What a great country America is, Badfish. Let me tell you, it's real enjoyable to go to this sort of event over there.
All right.
But yeah, let's get right into it. So first of all, you can just see the scale. This is like 1 of 7 buildings, right? So like this is just a crazy show. So you can't see anything too specific there, but I just want to give you a sense of like,
oh yeah,
just
this is one of the buildings.
Yeah, there's like 3 that are like this, and then the others are sort of smaller. Hey, there's Sean.
Wow.
Hey,
welcome, Sean.
What's up, guys?
What up? See, I told you it wouldn't be long. But
longer than I said, but
this
man,
is insane.
I got
yeah, we're just digging. We're just digging into those Ohio Toy Show photos, and as you can see, man, this is 1 of 7 buildings. It's nuts, the scale of this thing.
What was the what was the you said 700 vendors?
700 vendors.
That
Yeah.
is insane, though.
So you were there. Like this is like
Yeah,
these
yeah.
are your pictures.
Yeah, it's from
Okay.
it's from last
So
week.
how many of these vendors had the same stuff? Like, because at some point you have to find like, well, this guy has this guy has this guy has the same
You're
thing.
it's pretty a pretty diverse selection, man. A lot of nonsense comes out every year, and
Oh,
vintage stuff.
Deanie.
There he is.
Yo, Dean.
What's
What
going
I
up?
on?
thought it was just Kristen Badfish. I was like, fuck.
No,
I need to go
I have a
help 'em out.
story for today, man. It might as well be After Dark Night 2.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, man. We're just looking at some photos I took at the Great Ohio Toy Show on March 30th, which are pretty wild.
Ohio. Oh, I guess that's
Yeah,
not too
man.
far
Yeah,
for
sorry,
you.
I'll go back. It was this one. Yeah, here you go, Dean. You
Yeah,
missed
that's the
first-
show. But look at that, Dean. 700 vendors.
Yeah.
That's a lot of peeps.
It's
Yeah, so
nuts.
this was not that long ago, March 30th. There you go. So, sorry. So this was the first of 7 buildings, Dean. There's
Yeah,
3 buildings
yeah.
like this barn style.
Exactly. I don't think I
God
went in
damn.
all of them, but you can see like
Here's a different
So-
building. Yeah.
yeah. So they there's just a ton of stuff. We got in a little early, but I do get do some close ups on some of the more interesting stuff as we scroll through.
So here's a question: were you just there, covering it? Were you
Perusing?
buying? Were you selling?
Well, I don't know. Me and some of my local like lunatic vintage Star Wars friends go to like 4 of these sort of things a year in the States, and this is just on the list. Yeah. So here you got like look at that weird vintage like Vader like costume.
I
That's
was gonna say.
strange looking, right? That you see stuff that you've never seen before. This guy has some looks like some Gentle Giant and Sideshow stuff as well. You do see a little bit of statue stuff.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Jeez. That definitely makes me think of some guy who dressed up in that Vader costume is gonna buy the complete set now when he was younger.
Yeah, and only for $50, and it's probably 45 years old. That box is pretty crispy.
It
Here's some
is, yeah.
vintage GI Joe stuff. Now look at all these boxed vehicles. Like this is a line that
Look at all
sort of
those
tempts me
missiles.
more over time. But yeah, this guy had a bin that was just like an ungodly amount of like loose missiles from Joe's. So I put a close up of that in there, but it's just like where do you even begin? I guess there's a lot of the same molds in there in different colors and stuff.
Damn,
But,
he's got 2 of the headquarter command centers. That's
Yeah, I don't know,
amazing.
man. The packaging and the art on the vintage Joe stuff is like pretty awesome. Like just the painted box fronts and all that. Like it's good stuff.
G.I. Joe did some of the coolest vehicle sets always as well, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just the variety from
You know,
like ATVs and jets and boats.
While
and
working-
there's so many things.
while working at the comic shop when I did, we would get a bunch of GI Joe stuff, right? Especially the vehicles. I don't remember ever seeing the base, but a lot of just like the tanks and things like that, and they came in. We'd pick them up, whether it was complete or incomplete, because we're like, well, we could still sell it for this or whatever. But man, as soon as those things came in, gone. Like it'd sit there for a day. You'd come in on the late shift. Nope, they just sold it this morning, the whole lot.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's probably like as far as the like vintage 3 3/4 stuff, it's definitely like right there after Star Wars, and there's more product because the line lasted a lot longer. I think you're talking like early to mid 80s until like 94 or something like that. So there's a whole lot of product. And yeah, look at this. I thought this was interesting. So this guy has these carded small soldiers, and like they're all around $100. Like I didn't even know this was like a super desirable line. Like I never
I have
looked
that
into it.
Insaniac. It was loose. I paid zero near $115. I think I paid about $15 for it. Actually, I had to do a lot of recovery on it though. You could tell that the guy who owned it smoked, and I had to use a little
One of those.
toothpick, and I was picking out some of the crap in it, and
Wow.
you put like bounce like the dryer sheets in it and stuff, trying to get away from the smell and stuff. And
Yeah.
it took a few weeks, but I got rid of it, and it's still sitting right over there. That damn.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the Chip and the Archer were kind of tempting, but like the other guys are not nearly as iconic in my opinion. I don't know if I'd remember them without seeing the movie recently.
The
only ones
Gorgonites?
that I don't have is Flat Chew, which is I believe it's the cybernetic guy, like the one they rip apart and they rebuild back together.
Oh yeah.
And then the little monster dude that goes with the Rhino.
Oh
He-
yeah, yeah.
He shoots a slingshot off his head. But God, I love those. I love those figures so much.
Who was saying the other day that they should redo these? I forget when.
Me?
Someone was.
Probably.
Was it you?
I need Super 7 to do it, or I need Mattel to
Well,
do it.
If they're doing
These are
Street
really
Shark,
cool figures for the time. I was actually looking at these because we had talked about it. I was looking at these vintage figures. These are like, I don't know, they're really cool the way they made these.
I don't know if it was on the regular show, this show, or After Dark, but we watched the trailer. Someone did a new version of Small Soldiers. It's like an animated short on YouTube, and it's badass. It looks so cool.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, bro, I would love a new Small Soldiers.
Maybe that's what it was.
So
then, yeah.
much.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
imagine
these are so
imagine
cool.
this far into the future, right? When we were watching it as kids,
Right.
and have like Kristen Dunst come out, or like, what was his name, Albert Mackey or whatever, the boy.
I can't
like,
remember
they're
any of the
adults.
humans in that
Holy
movie. I just
shit,
remember.
that was Kirsten Dunst?
Yeah,
Oh my
man.
God.
I just remember
Damn,
the
that was
toys
a
killing each
long-
other.
Oh, that was the best part.
Yeah.
The forks and the knives and
Well, I
the
remember,
Yeah.
nails flying and stuff.
Yeah, I remember.
God, I love this movie so
I was like,
much.
oh man, the soldiers are so cool. And then they turned out
Yeah.
to be the bad guys. I was like, what?
Yeah.
But
I used to still love the soldier.
yeah.
I think Chip's Tommy Lee Jones, right?
I
you're
think
right.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably. That sounds about right.
good stuff.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, so you got some big Lego vendors. You got some vintage Lego space stuff there.
Bro, Lego's
Silly money.
already too expensive, much less fucking paying aftermarket for it.
I agree with
Yeah.
you, Dean. I agree with you. But any toy show I've been at where I'm either selling or going to, some of the busiest tables are the Lego tables.
You're not wrong.
They're
Those
almost,
collectors are definitely a different
Yeah.
breed.
Yeah,
Now-
I don't do it, but I respect
they
it.
might be sifting through some of the small stuff, but even then they're paying $20 a minifig sometimes or something, right? And like, or if, even for little parts that are hard to find, but
Yeah.
or mixed bags, they're still spending anywhere to $50 to $100 at a table. But yeah,
I was gonna do
agree
some-
with you, Dean. You're right.
If I was gonna get into old Lego, I would do the first 6 like Bionicles or something. But I'm not. Those are kind of figures, but I'm not messing with like old space sets from the 80s and stuff like that. It's too steep a hill, man.
Did they drop the Bionicle line?
I don't think they have any new ones. I think it's been a while.
Think they have a whole new like TV thing going on now that they're trying to, because that was a whole TV series that made it that
Right.
popular, so they're trying to like do the same thing now, I believe.
With Bionicle or like Ninjago or
I
something?
think it's a whole new thing, and then Jago might even be over now.
Oh wow.
There was like a series I watched that explained all the series of like, it was really interesting and explained the history of them, and I can't remember who it was. It was on YouTube, but I'm sure if you Googled that, it would be the same guy I watched. But it's really interesting, some of the like how it even saved some of them, like saved Lego from going bankrupt. Some of the
Yeah.
I think it was Ninjago was the
And
main
and they're celebrating 25 years of having the Star Wars license. And I
Bionicles.
just saw the new store display for Lego Star Wars 25th year anniversary, and they didn't have much. They're they're doing a little bit of Episode 1 stuff because they got the license at the same time Episode 1 came out.
Oh,
So
okay.
Ah.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Lego's
good.
always been expensive. I mean, even more so now, but it's always been more expensive than your average collectible. But when Bionicle first came out, it was like actually relatively affordable to just go buy the capsule with like one figure in it. And I had my parents take me to like Target or something, and I got a Bionicle. And I always thought they were cool, but man, people fucking really love Bionicle. It's crazy. It's got like this whole cult following, and people fucking put YouTube videos up, and I'm just like,
There's a whole
Yeah.
there's a whole storyline that I learned about it, and
It's like a
that's from that
religion.
YouTube guy. Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, Skylanders. Do y'all remember Skylanders?
Those
It was like
fake amiibo
you had
things?
the figure that
Yeah.
plugged into the game and you played it
Yeah.
as
Oh,
a
yeah.
game, right? They're the same way. I found a whole bunch of them at a garage sale about 4 years ago, and I was going through it to just see what I could flip and stuff. And I look at these things. This piece was $40. This piece was $80, and this and that. And there were pages, and the game was dead. The game was completely
Yeah, there's
dead.
some
Like,
trash ones I know, but I do know there's some rare ones. Yeah. of
yeah,
course.
and well, luckily I had some of the rare ones. I picked them up for maybe less than $1, and I made like over 100. It was nice.
Nice.
Damn.
And upon other things, man, like I think I spent $30, $20 on this big haul from this neighborhood garage sale,
Yeah, yeah.
and I came out over like 6, at least.
Jeez.
This
That's
it was like
crazy.
it was right before COVID too.
That's awesome. Honestly, yeah, those amiibos as well, dude. People snatch them up. They're just people buy them and then they're on the resale market immediately because Nintendo doesn't know how to feed their products properly. But especially popular ones like any Zelda ones, getting any of those aftermarket, they were maybe $20. You're paying $110, $100 Canadian for them. Easily for a Zelda,
fucking
one of the
nuts.
Link or Zelda ones. And I mean, I've been tempted to sell some of the ones I have because I have some of the desirable ones, but I see why people want them because they're cool little mini statues. So, but
Yeah, we'll keep it moving here. You know you see I think there might have been 2 or 3 barges at this event. I think maybe one was sealed. This one was nicely displayed on top there. He's asking 1,600.
1,600 and it's open? Get fucked.
and no yak face. Shit.
And look at that.
No
Yeah, I
yak
mean,
face.
I don't know if it's sold, but I think that's realistic in the market if you look at confirmed sales though,
I think
which is
so,
pretty
yeah.
nuts.
Is that what he's saying? Are
What,
cheapest
open?
around?
I think most of them are open now, and like, well, there's a few real strange characters who have like a dozen sealed, and they're just sitting on them like Smog, but this is I don't know, man.
Smog.
Yeah, like they're just sitting on a pile of gold there, but I don't
That's
know.
funny.
I feel like there were a few manufacturing like weird things with the sales, like some of the sales like snapped and stuff. I feel like if you're gonna display it, an open one is not the worst thing, just because you can make sure it's actually good.
Wait a second, guys. Sean, I didn't know you were at the show.
What?
There he
Looks
is.
like
Yeah.
Sean.
Doesn't look like Eddie, if anyone.
I know, jeez.
I see a side view. It looked kinda-
You're gonna see a lot of
Hey, you
nerds
need
in
to
the
clean those
background.
glasses, man. You went a little heavy on the maple syrup today, didn't you?
Hey, look! I just did the eyeliner. Right? Hey, maple syrup. So,
Yeah.
Eyeliner.
So check out this guy.
$70.
Yeah, that's a sealed 1996 Shadows of the Empire Slave one. I feel like $70 is reasonable because like
Yeah.
look at
Yeah,
that
I
box art is
sold
amazing.
one. Yeah, I sold one. The box wasn't in this good a shape, but it was brand new. I think I sold it for 50 or 60.
Yeah,
I remember wanting that so much. This
Same.
thing when I was a
never
kid.
got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the same.
This is this type of thing. Like, maybe I'll get it now.
Yeah, well, that's the same mold as the like 1981 as well, right? They just updated the paint deco a little bit, so
Yeah,
it looks the colors are more accurate. But yeah, and check out this guy with like the 5 loose big AT-ATs on the
Yes,
side too. If you need
that
one
was
of those,
the other thing. My friend had it, and I wanted it so bad.
How
much were
one of
these?
those. They were $80 brand new when we were
Oh my
kids.
God.
Oh, fuck.
And I
I-
remember I wanted one so bad, and I never got it. And
yeah,
my
the
brother
smaller one
bought
is just
a-
an embarrassment.
My brother literally bought a car cheaper than these cost. Maybe they were 180. I remember they were very expensive.
I
And
don't think it was 180 because
so
the Falcon
mad.
was 150.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember,
But,
I just remember my brother bought an actual car cheaper than this cost. And I was so upset because I was like, all I want is this fucking AT-AT. And like,
Oh yeah.
I can literally buy a car cheaper.
Yeah, I think this was more than the Falcon because I think
It was
I
probably
remember,
later.
or maybe it was. I don't know, but I remember I got the
Well-
I have the Falcon still. But
Yeah.
yeah, you have the better one now, Dean, right? The 2008.
Yeah,
one?
I got the Legacy. Yeah.
Yeah.
that one
Well,
Which
the
is
crazy thing,
infinitely better.
Yeah.
but these, if you one of those big AT-ATs sealed is pushing $1,000 now, which is just
I know,
insane
yeah.
to me. Yeah.
What are
That's
these
nuts.
loose here? What are these costing?
I don't remember seeing on that. It's not, it's out of my spatial possibilities. The real
I think
estate
they're
one of
still
those takes up.
$200.
Yeah,
even
I'm
loose
sure
like
I'm
this.
sure,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there's variation depending if they have missiles and stuff, which I'm sure a lot of those ones don't.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, these
yeah.
used to light up the little things, the tips on there.
Yeah, I think I paid. Man, this was right. Well, not right before COVID, but a couple of years before COVID. I think I paid like $115 for mine.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
man.
was really cheap.
I want that 2008 one really bad. The interesting thing is all here the Y-wing, very cool. But see this I remember buying at this Han and Greedo set Black
oh,
Series.
the Black Series with the little
Oh,
table.
yeah.
I got it
Yeah.
for $14-15 at Toys R Us. Now they sell for like 120.
Yeah,
It's
even though
crazy.
the face paint apps before the printing
They're
are just
bad.
insane looking. But yeah,
They're
But
really
that's
bad.
the only way to get Greedo, except what the
No,
the
there's a
orange
few now.
package?
they
Are
did
they?
a they did a big carded one, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Damn, look at the Sega Game Gear in the box, dude.
Yeah,
Ooh,
see all
That's
kinds of cool
that.
stuff.
With Sonic 2, that's badass.
I'd say Dean saw Sonic right away.
I have it somewhere, but
Yeah,
I remember trying to play Game Gear on a bus when we were going to a ski trip and it was too dark and I was so upset.
what?
my
The Game
friend.
Gear had backlight.
Or maybe it was the first one. It was one of the ones that
No.
didn't have backlight.
it's just not a very good screen. But I remember
It
like
sucked,
having
yeah. I was
like
so
the
sad.
black and white Game Boy, and my buddy had the Game Gear, and I'm like, man, it's color and it's backlit.
Yeah.
This guy's living
It was-
large.
It was one of the ones that had a Terminator game on it because my friend had it. That's why I wanted to play it, and he was like, "Oh, you can play it while we're on the bus." And then we couldn't see anything.
They
But
did
yeah.
T2 Arcade for Game Boy, so it might have been that. But
It was. Either way.
yeah. But anyways, yeah, I just want to point out, they have like every big Hasbro Star Wars vehicle they had kicking around this show, boxed and loose, pretty much.
Yeah, this is
So here's
this is
your-
a good version of it.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, well, it's arguably the best, except for the fact that it has the sequel trilogy radar dish on the
Yeah.
box, but it comes with
I'd-
both.
Yeah,
I've-
you can change it. Yeah, I think.
Okay, I was gonna say I'd rather get less paint quality than.
Yeah, it
deal
comes
with
with
that
both. They
fucking
weren't.
satellite.
Could you imagine if they were insane enough to only give you that one?
Oh my
Anyway.
god.
I could.
People wouldn't buy
actually.
it. People wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, there's your Razor Crest. I think that's got 75.
Well, that's
on
a
it.
great price.
It's probably
That's below
open, missing
retail,
the figures.
right?
It
Probably
probably
is,
doesn't have
but-
the figures or something.
Still, I think that's quite below retail.
Yeah,
Wasn't it
I think-
400?
Well, that one sold at like triple the amount of the barge, so I think there's a lot of those floating around with
True,
speculators and resellers and stuff, right? It
Is
wasn't
this
the that's a Kenner vintage Falcon on
is that
top
the
of the
vintage?
box here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why it looks yellow basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I have the
Yeah, with red
remold of
engines.
that.
Yeah, the red engines are the giveaway on the vintage one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have the 90s.
And then you might miss it on the table, but you have the Royal Starship of Naboo, the other big
This?
Is
monstrosity.
that right
Yeah,
there?
it's all folded out, but it opens up. But yeah, those are I think those are around 200 with the box, so that's a much cheaper one.
It's really cool too. I always thought that ship was really neat, but yeah, this is the fact they made this almost a full play set as well. Like
Yeah, it
it's
sort
so
of
cool.
expands out and shows a few rooms of the ship. Yeah,
I
I mean
had
it's
this
not
too.
vac metalized, which is kind of sad, but
I still have those actually. This is the early 90s Ghostbusters.
the
one.
Ecto 1.
This
And
is a
this is a cool one, man. This is the MTT is like that thing that unloads all the B1 battle droids, and like they did a really cool one around the time of the 3D re-release of the Phantom Menace. And look at that, $500. That's the only time it ever came out. It does have a motorized feature that shoots out the battle droids, and the trays like unload, which is pretty wild. But
that's amazing.
yeah, I mean, it's really, no one likes this vehicle enough to take up that much space in their collection. I mean, few people do, but it's pretty cool that it exists. It's the few of one of these that has only been released once, I think.
If it wasn't $500, I would get it. I love
Yeah.
these vehicles. I think they're so cool. But
Yeah, and it's not quite accurate. It doesn't unload like 100 battle droids. It unloads like 12, but it's still pretty cool.
and do you guys read? Are you reading this? Includes 20 battle droids. Now only 4 are fully posable, but
Yeah.
still,
There's
nowadays,
background battle droids.
those would not. You wouldn't get anything. You
Yeah.
get one, maybe.
Yeah, and it looks like
Well,
there's
the whole
some Jedi.
The whole part of that battle too was that like they were all lining up, right? Like they all had their flanks
Yeah.
and stuff. So some were still in that prone position.
Exactly,
gonna
and
make you a army build though.
Yep, and
nowadays, I'm saying.
And first week of May, episode 1 is back in theaters. So like, be good and go check it out again. For just because it's in theaters, it's what you should do. It's the right thing to do.
That's
But,
true. Oh, Dean.
yeah, look at this Mass Effect full set here, $600. So like, did you try to get these at one point, Dean, or what's the deal?
Oh yeah, I have these. I got them.
Okay.
I got them at a comic book store here for $20 each. They weren't in the
Damn.
box, but they were
Okay,
complete.
okay.
They had the
That's
little
cool.
stands and the gun.
I'd almost rather that, because like when you have these round bubbles like that, it's like, look how the light it picks up, right? It doesn't display that nice because you see every light source in the room on those things because of the shape of them.
True.
They're in the shape
These
of
are
Tally's helmet.
Yeah, I was gonna say these are some of the coolest boxes though I've seen in a while. Like these are really cool. And they actually
Sure.
maintain the card for you. Like you pretty much have a free what are those crystal cases? But
Yeah,
the fact it's like a little helmet, I don't know, that's really cool.
yeah.
Yeah, but they don't have unique art for each character, so like I think you could do a really nice loose
True.
display.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, I think I have Shepard in the box still. I have one loose, and then I have him in the box.
Yeah, I love
But
this
the other
box.
ones I have loose.
I don't know, I love it.
So this is, I don't usually look at episode 1, 3 3/4 stuff, but I didn't know any of these existed. Like this is like a second wave of these like accessory packs, and that first one is a swap out damaged hyperdrive for that big Queen starship. Like they just gave you a lot of cool stuff back in the day, man. I thought it was crazy that even existed. I've seen a few of these. There's one that comes with like a poncho and Darth Maul's droids and stuff, but like these are just carded big accessory packs for 3 3/4 figures. Something that we've lost the technology how to do this in the modern day. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but
Yeah, look at all these little consoles
Yeah,
on the right
it's just
and
stuff.
stuff. Yeah,
it's just
that's
stuff,
so
droids
cool.
and guns and weird stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, a little shop vac droid.
So is it $14.95 or $32.50?
It's 32, 29, 37 for the hyperdrive. Look at that.
Oh
There's
yeah,
probably
the original price
yeah.
is under a card or something. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
Plastic.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
But it's just
that's
cool
so
stuff.
cool.
They don't do you ain't getting that anymore. These deluxe figures,
And it's not even all gray. Like this is multiple paint types.
it's got paint
Yeah.
apps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bit of a goofy set, but it's like you
I
don't
remember
you just
this.
Stuff you don't get
remember this too.
yeah. I think the base has like turns so they can have like a crappy little fight. And look at that battle droid like dynamically jumping in a
Hopping.
way that they
Well,
just don't in the movie.
And I was also thinking like I can remember back being a kid and seeing this and I'm like, why is there a battle droid in there?
I was just about to say, why are you getting a battle droid with this scene? That's okay.
Yeah, and he comes with it too for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this
That's the
doesn't
funny
look like
part.
the hangar. It looks like the room where like all the good stuff happens.
Yeah,
Yeah, this looks
exactly.
like part of the power. It looks, yeah.
Yeah, it says the generator complex right there, even though that
Yeah,
door is
yeah.
real small, but it's cool to see. It's a fun piece. And for the
you don't
sealed,
see those play
yeah.
sets.
on the track of dumb episode 1 stuff, this just tickled me that it exists. A universal remote shaped like
Whoa,
the
this
Sith
is a
infiltrator.
remote. Jesus.
It's like episode 1, they went crazy, right? Like they're like, this is the second coming. We're just gonna license every random product we can.
George heard this. You want a Star Wars Universal remote? Yeah, sure, why not?
Telemania. Wow. That uses
was,
radio waves. It says
there was-
VCR.
There was this little remote control, it's about this big, and it was supposed to be like a blaster, and you point it at anything that was white, like a car, like a white car or whatever, and it would pick up battle droids or stormtroopers. Do y'all ever remember seeing that?
Oh, I don't think so.
There's so much episode 1 stuff, man. It's like, I've never seen this before in my life. It's so funny. Like, it's like replica of Sith spacecraft.
That's amazing.
Sound effects.
This is I wonder if it still works. You could probably still get it to work.
Yeah, but you can't find a TV that is compatible with, but sure.
Oh, because it's
Yeah,
it's
probably.
radio.
Yeah. And you got, here's a
Whoa.
replica episode 1 Yoda, which is very distinctively the episode 1 Yoda based on his hilarious face.
I was gonna say,
$1,400.
Are you sure that's not the Schwartz guy?
Yogurt? How did you forget his name?
I haven't seen it in so long.
The
I remember
then-
Pizza Face.
Yeah, and there's this other guy there who had a bunch of like imported posters, a lot of Japanese movie posters that were really cool and super tempting if I weren't out of wall space. He had like the Japanese version of the New Hope poster for like $200,
Oh,
and they're a
whoa.
little smaller than your average like 24 by 36 here. So like very cool vintage imported poster guy was set up there. A lot of tempting stuff. You can see the 70s King Kong there, another classic. You know,
I can't stop looking. What the heck is Chud about?
it's just a garbage horror movie where like aliens, it's like Critters or something, you know.
Yeah, it's from the sewer.
Yeah,
I just like
exactly.
the name. Chud, yeah.
I wonder what it stands for.
Yeah, and then look here. You know how we're doing hologram collection
check it
Black
out.
Series now that look like hell. This is, this because this one doesn't have 4,000 points of articulation. If you put a light
this
under that
looks
Vader,
exactly the same though.
he'll actually light up properly because his cape's plastic.
Oh, it's only $8 too.
Yeah, it comes with a coin too.
And with the
Crazy.
coin,
Yeah.
that's
Missed
nice.
opportunity.
Yeah, and then just some beautiful old NECA from Prometheus where the
Yeah, I actually like that. That
Oh.
scene
Yeah.
is fucking cool.
yeah.
Trilobite.
Yeah, that's a fun piece. I that's one of the few NECAs I have out is the engineer in like the clean costume with like the elephant mask. I love that figure.
Really? Okay. I have to finish this series. I've watched Prometheus and then I've watched part of the next one, but I haven't seen the last one.
There's only
I've heard-
one after Prometheus, and it's
I
not
thought there
very
was
good.
3.
There was supposed to be, but Alien Covenant went a little off the rails and didn't make enough money.
Okay, never mind. Oh, here we go. Chud is cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
Yeah,
Thank you, OG. Star Wars.
Naturally.
I was about
Yeah.
to say that.
Right, say it on 6-shooter. Thank you.
Oh,
Appreciate
they're
it.
all about it.
We got our boys who know Chud. I appreciate it.
That's a much better name for the movie.
Oh,
Okay,
I need
so
to
this is
watch
like
Lost in
this.
Space? These
Okay,
are-
so this is new. This is new Netflix Lost in Space. But like,
Yeah.
I just have never seen this before, and I thought this robot figure was like really cool looking. Like, look at the sculpting and paintwork on the legs there, like the little panels and stuff. Like, I've never seen this show. I just thought that figure looked awesome.
Okay, this show.
anyone seen the
fucking
show?
Rocks. I love this
It's
show.
good.
It's really good.
I would
Um,
highly suggest it if you like sci-fi stuff. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the robot design. That being said, I was waiting for these figures to come out. I didn't even know they were out already.
I just thought he looked like the Geth or something, man. Like he looked awesome.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
kind of gethy.
His face in the show is really cool. It's like moves around and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like almost like a computer screen kind of.
But
I don't
it's
know
like
how to
clearly
describe
just a guy in a suit
Yeah.
with like
As it should be in Lost in Space.
yeah.
It's really
Well, because
cool.
they
though.
used to
Good show.
be like rolling around.
He used to have like one of those like dryer vent tubes for legs and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
classic robot.
Yeah,
yeah,
this
this
is
is,
that's a great show.
Yeah, it's a really cool show. I think it's totally done now. I think they finished it.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna say it went longer than I thought it did, but yeah,
I think
there's
3 or 4 seasons, but yeah.
yeah,
Is it
definitely.
Amazon or Netflix?
Netflix says on there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, and I don't know. There was a weird alien hand puppet I'd
Oh,
never
the
seen
hand
before. $150, and then Anakin and Sebulba's pod racer from Micro Galaxy Squadron, which I've never seen in Canada. I don't
didn't
know
even
how
know this
long ago that
existed,
came
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. Oh, and there's the troop transport. I didn't even know that was a thing either.
Oh yeah, that's a
Never
older.
mind.
That was launch one, but just didn't come out in Canada.
Oh,
Yeah, and here's
really?
so this guy has a bunch of vintage Kenner stuff. You see the two different Empire versions of the Falcon and the Star Wars Falcon up top there. They're all the same on the vintage one, just they changed the box as each movie came out.
And he's got the box 3PO handler figure holders.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's
many
they re-released that in the 90s, but the 80s one's actually fully vac metalized, which is like flying too close to the sun, good times. Like that's just fully golden 3PO case. Like
Yeah.
that box, like the black part's covering up the chest, but like the whole thing's vac metalized. It's crazy.
Have you ever watched Toy Federation on YouTube?
I can't say I have.
Okay, so it's like a store where they bring a lot of people bring collections in to sell and whatnot. But basically, one of the people brought one of these in, but it was totally clear, and they couldn't figure out if it was like a prototype or what the heck it was. And
It could have been paint stripped too. Some people do that, and if there's a weird color underneath, they try and pass it off as a prototype. But I know there's
that's
a
what
bunch.
they were trying to figure
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Like
But yeah,
there's
it
a
was
bunch
really
of prototypes of those found. Like there's some famous ones that are like because they did a Darth Vader case earlier, and there's a few of those that have the chrome gold paint on them because they were just testing out the paint for the C-3PO one. So there's
Mhm.
like a couple dozen of these gold Vader cases that go for thousands because like people are just like it's a gold Vader
Oh,
case.
I didn't know there was
Yeah.
even a gold. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, not many of them, right? And here's just some good old carded vintage Star Wars. But these are some of the more reasonably priced stuff. A couple $100 here or there for a 3 3/4 carded figure. You can get some Jabba goons there for like there. That one's $65. A gateway drug there.
See, what's the most well-known one I'm seeing there is up top, probably Emperor is 430, and then is that Emperor Strikes Back Luke? ESP
Where?
Luke 370?
Yeah, that's Hoth Luke there. Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
There you go, 400-ish for.
And it ranges big time based on condition, obviously, with this
What's
stuff.
this old man Anakin up there?
Oh, do they have a tri logo, Old Man Anakin?
Oh, where are you seeing that?
Next to Hoth Luke.
Oh, just the loose one? That'll run you about
Yeah.
$50.
That's
I got one of those kicking around.
I think he's 80. It looks like 80.
Yeah, you can find them for 50. I mean, everyone should have a loose Sebastian Shaw. Like, what's
I
wrong?
definitely have one. I have
Yeah.
one.
Even the '90s one, like the '90s 3-pack of the Force Ghost with Sebastian Shaw in there. That's good stuff too. Just as fun. But yeah, I don't know. Like this is my bread and butter here. Haven't added anything in a while because I'm doing the Canadian packaging versions of all these. But yeah.
Unpunched. Look at that.
Yeah, man, these are fun. I always trying to convince more people to get into them so that I'm not the only guy I know like under 40 who collects them. But what can you do? Here's a cool one. This is like a European like 3-language version of Luke Jedi vintage, and they just accidentally put 3 sabers in there. Therefore, it's like $700 more than usual.
Jesus.
That's and then these are some modern. You do see some prototypes at these shows. Those 2 heads are from like 12-inch 90s Kenner or Hasbro. So you have like a Obi-Wan and a Queen Amidala head that were like test first shots, I think they are, or samples. Yeah. So like,
Interesting.
yeah, I mean, just a sort of an entry-level prototype piece there.
Oh,
And
look at this guy.
Okay, so yeah, here we got a graded Vlix, 18
Say this
grand.
Hey,
This is a crazy. this is This is what from the Star Wars, the special. What is this from again?
It's from Droid's cartoon, and he's
Droids,
like,
yeah.
he's just a very minor character who's like a thug basically. But
Yeah.
this is, I think we went over this a few episodes ago from a different toy show pick I had, but basically, people are excited about him because he never got released in the U.S. He came out in Brazil only, and
That's a
low
Brazil one.
numbers, and there's a few US versions that are prototypes that go for more than this.
Jeez.
Cerveza Cristo.
Hey, honestly though, looking at 18K, this dog is looking pretty good for 700.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but it's $700.
That's a Ninja Turtle figure?
Is it? Sure looks
Oh,
like it's
pretty
from the
sure
mold
it
of them,
is.
yeah.
So it
Need
must
to
be a
figure out what that
prototype.
is.
Yeah.
Need to figure out what that is.
Let's see.
Yeah, it must be some
are-
sort of paint sample or something.
Firefighter Dalmatian.
So, here's the question: did you buy anything? You said you did. You had no new this week's, but
Yeah, I mean, the only stuff I bought was like I bought some vintage comics, and that's about it. But I did not photograph those for this.
no worries, yeah. Do you know if there's do you know what it costs to get a table there? Or like, was it like
Yeah.
reasonable? or?
It's not crazy
sure.
because I mean they have such volume, right? It's probably like $100-$200, something like that.
Cool. Yeah, most shows are $100 ish.
Definitely from the Ninja Turtles, 1993.
We got one show here this weekend. It's $5 entry.
Hotspot.
Yeah, this was $5 entry.
No, I'm saying like
Hots.
for vendors.
Oh, for vendors, yeah.
Jeez, that's crazy good. Yeah, that's really good. That was fun though. It looked like a great show. I definitely would be a fun show to go to. It'd be so hard not to get some of that stuff, man. Especially, like I probably would have if I was there, and if I like was trying not to spend too much. I'd probably go for that, like that Boba Fett, that $70 Boba Fett. That'd be like right in my. Grab that.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a lot of tempting stuff, but it's real easy to get sidetracked and spend a lot of money on something that is so outside your focus, but you just like impulse bought it, right? So
Yeah, there's a lot.
you
of
see
stuff
so much
out here.
amazing stuff, yeah. Yeah. So Sean, what were we getting into for the main topic here?
Yeah, so okay guys, so just let me tell you real quick a little bit about my day. I don't want to spend too much time on it, and I hope you guys had a great week so far, and I wanted to let you know partially why I was late. So we get an alert at the school today about 9 o'clock. It was like 9:30. And we're going into lockdown. Like, not a drill. This is a lockdown. Like, initiate everything, right? And so I had a pre-K class, and we were practicing for a concert that happened later on today, one of which my son was involved with, right? And so we're getting all the kids to where they need to go. I can't go like super detailed, but we get our kids secured, and later I find out my son's class was being so loud that they couldn't even hear the alert. And I was like, oh my God. And this is after everything's happened, right? So like everything was okay. Everything worked out. The alert was something that was heard off in the distance, that possible gun range, right? But the issue is that the playground where the people heard this, we've never heard that before. We never heard anything close to that, right? And I live decently far from a gun range here. And Dean, you and Zach know the bullet hole, right? And I live decently far. It takes at least 15-20 minutes to get there from where I'm at. And I hear echoes in the morning on Sundays or on Saturdays and stuff from where I live. But we've never heard any echoes of any kinds of things like that from where we're from at the school. And I'm just like, so it put us in a lockdown, and I find out my son's class didn't go in. So like when I say we, I mean me and some of the other teachers who have children in that class are like Like, and I don't want to get too much into it because, you know, I mean, you may not know, but like, I can't.
So
But,
you're just doing paperwork all day or what?
no, well, so the day goes off without a hitch, right? After that, I have what I call Elm Creek Mania, which is like my version of WrestleMania, but we use this game called Nine Square. So third grade did that today. That was a lot of fun. We crowned a new Intercontinental Champion, which was a lot of fun because the previous champion had the belt for 174 days.
I don't think I intuitively believe that you're a teacher, but carry on. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
Anyway, though, later on that night, we have the concert, right? And my son's performing in it because it's the pre-K kinder. My son's in kinder. And it got done a little bit later than we expected. And I run the after school program, so I had to shut that down too. So we have kids going out as we have parents coming in and all kinds of stuff. And then my son wanted to go eat because he's like, "Hey, did I do a good job? Can we go eat?" Like, so we wanted to treat him because we haven't done that in a while. So we went and treated him. We went to it's called BJ's Brew House here in San Antonio. It's one of their favorite places. They love the spaghetti. We love the drinks and the munchies and stuff like that. So we went and did that, and we knew it was kind of late, but just coming down from the day of the morning specifically, but me having two other events that I had to attend to later on. So that's why I was gone. But I'm here now, and thank you for joining us. And if you haven't already, guys, we've noticed a ton of likes on these videos. Keep hitting that like button. Let's push it over. Maybe I think we average around like 15, 14. Let's push it over to 20. So if you'd be so kind to give us a like. My show topic today is if you could only keep three figures, let's keep it to 112. If you only keep three figures from your collection, what would it be? The situation doesn't matter. You could be switching genres of collecting, or you have to sell because of whatever. Doesn't matter. What would be the three figures that you would keep?
All right, somebody else has to go first because the keep it to 112th rule didn't come up till just now.
I'll go first. So I'll pick three different ones from each individual property. My first will be my Kids Logic. Is it Kids Logic? No, Kids Concept Rick Hunter from Robotech. And his little flight suit from episode 1. It's so good. It's such a cool little figure. Second one, I don't even have it yet. It's in my pile of loot, BBTS. It's the Cloud Strife Bring Arts from Final Fantasy 7 from like his original look we looked at on the show a few weeks ago. And then my third one would probably be my Guts figure from Figma and his Berserk armor. It's really cool. So those are my picks.
What about you, Badfish? What would you pick?
Honestly, if it was 1/12th, I'd probably go with like a Luke, a Vader, and honestly, I'd probably do it like it'd be between Boba Fett and a Stormtrooper, but probably a Stormtrooper because it's more like fits the group. I find it really hard to pick. Like I wouldn't be able to pick one Ghostbuster or one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I couldn't do that. You need the whole crew, and there's 4 of those each in those. So yeah, I'd probably go Vader, Stormtrooper, and Luke Skywalker.
Chris, you figure out yours yet?
Getting there.
Okay,
All right,
you know what? Obi-Wan. Forget the
An Obi-Wan?
Stormtrooper. Obi-Wan. Yeah.
So
Old man. Obi-Wan.
I think I'd keep one of my Lightning Collection Green Rangers. I have the OG one that came out, which is awesome, and then the other one has like the swirling power effect, right? Like the new, like the remaster ones, right? So I'd keep one of those. That'd be a hard decision, but I think the other two that I would keep would be my I think it's Swordmaster Wing or something like that from Furet the Tiger. Just got that.
Oh, those things. Yeah. Okay.
Like the late last year, beginning of this year. It made a lot of people's tops over the last year, and then the other one I think I'd keep is the. I think it would have to be one of my. I'd have to narrow it down, but it had to be one of my Mythic Legions.
I was wondering.
Maybe
if that was
Kronos.
gonna go.
Kronos, the Santa Claus.
Poxus. You like that a lot.
The Poxus wave is awesome. Like I got the dragon over here. I think he's a little out of scale, but you can't see him. But my first Cosmic Legion, it's like the alien guy with the big head and stuff, the big eyes, bulging eyes and stuff. I think it would be those three. But the Poxus wave, I didn't tell y'all. I'm moving things around to make more room for my Mythic Legions. And I had my the Poxus, right? Not just the wave, but the actual figure sitting on my comic book bin here. And I come up here several days later after the original show where I put it there, and it fell over. And the wing on the bow slightly loose. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pop it off and glue it back together. So I just kind of wiggled it a little bit. Only took a few wiggles and just popped it right off. I was so mad. I'm just mad at the situation. I thought about maybe buying another Poxus, but it's just the bow, and he comes with another bow. But the cool thing about this bow is that it has the wings. So like the 4 wings flare out from the bow.
Yeah.
And it's like more like powered up because he comes with a regular lightning bow. It looks like. But the other, or the arrow, and then the other arrow is like the lotus. We showed that on the previous show or the show prior to that. But so I just got to do a little bit of messing around with that. But I think that's where I'd be. I think it'd be one of the Mythic Legions. It'd be a Power Ranger, and that Cosmic Legion that I have back there, which is saying a lot because I put so much freaking work into this in-game display. But the in-game display only works, like you were saying, it only works when you have the entire army,
Yeah,
right?
you need that crew. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's why I don't like getting into new lines of stuff in general, or like there's certain collectibles I try to stay away from in regards to, because I'll want to get the whole group of stuff, not necessarily completionist, but I'll say, like, I'll think of like Hot Toys even. If I wanted the what is it? Can't think of the ones that I was doing it with. But it was like probably a Mando one or something like that. And it's like, oh, I need this Mando character to go with that, or it might have actually been Fennec Shand. I was thinking, oh, I need Fennec to go with Boba Fett on the throne, and I actually have never bought her. But that was that kind of mentality. Is I need this to make the scene complete, sort of thing. But
nice. 1/6 Shooter says Legions. Now you're thinking sensibly, man. I've just been kind of I've been out of like the Marvel Legends stuff. I just don't like it anymore. Like I like what I have, and I want something that's a little bit more fun. I'm enjoying doing the Mythic Legion stuff. It's fun. It's different from Marvel. I don't collect DC, but DC and some of this other stuff that's been coming out lately. So I'm good in my collection where I'm at, and I'm just finding fun things. That's why I got into the elites, because of watching wrestling. And also, it'd be fun to have a figure of some of my favorite wrestlers, and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm good to go, but we appreciate 1/6 Shooter showing up in the chat, and for those of you who don't know, he's basically the GOAT action figure photographer, and we used one of his shots in our thumbnail today, and he's pretty much at the top of his game, doing great content all the time. So appreciate you coming out, man. But I'm gonna actually show mine, guys, since this is a visual medium. Even though I just picked them, I have them handy. So here's one of mine. Let's see if he'll focus. We got this Clone Wars Obi-Wan. That this one they haven't reissued in a while. He's got like the short episode 3 look, and it's like the Tartakovsky Clone Wars clothes. So like that's pretty cool. With 1/12, I'm like not too precious about it. It's just like what's cool that's been loitering around here, because I'm more of a 3 3/4 guy. But
Is
so
this
that
the special one they released, like the short run with Grievous and Mace and stuff?
no, this is not this is earlier than that and very different from that figure. This is just one of the red box ones, and it's like the armor is a little more similar to the
Oh,
Tartakovsky.
I think I have this one actually,
Yeah.
and I just have never.
It is
opened
face
it.
printing, and it's a different head than the episode 3, which the episode 3 head was terrible, and this one is great. So yeah, it's cool.
Those rosy
Obi-Wan there with
cheeks.
full clone body for some reason. Yep. And then a recent
'Cause it's cheaper for Hasbro.
a recent NECA, you know, this look at her face
No.
fell off. A
I hate
horrific
this
face fell off.
figure.
Oh
But,
God!
I
yeah.
hate this figure.
Listen,
Oh
I love
my
that figure except for the face
God.
falling off just now.
It looks like a bunch of meat.
Yeah, exactly. But here's my last one that I just mentioned. Will it focus? The engineer from NECA.
Oh,
Look how sweet that
is
guy looks.
cool.
Legit.
Isn't that a beautiful figure?
That
Even
is
though-
really cool.
Like, do you even see the joints at all? You know, like
Yeah.
it's a great design, and I always have that guy hanging out on my bookshelf.
That is cool.
And he's going to be a permanent fixture. Great NECA figure from back in the day of 2012.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm
Nice.
a little jealous of that. That's cool. I didn't even know they made figures for that, to be honest, until today. But
Mhm.
very nice.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it. We got some WonderCon and some Hot Not for you coming up. We're already at 1 hour. Again, thank you for making us part of your evening, or if you're catching us on the replay, I promise I will get those up. We will hopefully be there really soon. All right, so Badfish, what do we got for Marvel? I see some Batman, some other good stuff here.
McFarlane?
What did I say? Batman?
Marvel.
I said Marvel. Ugh,
That's
gross.
okay.
If
It's
I
M.
say punchline in the next 5 minutes, I swear.
I know, right?
Some of these are not very good quality, but I had to show some of these. These are not all the pictures from WonderCon. So if there are a few other figures that were teased for 2025, but some of these are cool, like the Mr. Freeze. I mean, I think the animated one, people have been looking for that one, right? So that's kind of a cool announcement. And honestly, it'd be kind of tempting if I got the animated Batman or something like that to go with him. I think it'd be cool. And oh geez, what is that thing? The one holding the like Flash toy. I don't know what
I
that
don't know
is.
who that is.
Oh, Robin looks kind of cool, but yeah, I just think the Mr. Freeze was really neat.
Yeah, he looks vaguely animated series. Yeah.
I don't know if any like what is. I don't know if these ones are any significant. I put it in because the Flash one, is that a different Flash or is that?
No, isn't that Wally West?
I don't know. See, that's why I put it in here to ask you.
That was,
See, I knew you'd know.
that's the OG Flash right there.
See, I don't know these things. The rival,
That's-
I guess that's Flash's rival.
Yeah, I don't know about that one though.
That
Yeah,
looks like retro Flash, man, with the wide metal hat.
Yeah,
He looks like
I
he's
know.
wearing
I'm
like
pretty
a
sure it's
pasta
Wally.
strainer in his head. Or colander.
So these are like leaks. They didn't actually officially put out these photos, or what?
No, this is this is at their they didn't release better quality photos of these,
Okay.
unfortunately, for a lot of them. But these were just at their panel for WonderCon.
Not
This
Wally
2-pack's
West.
kind of cool. But this one, I thought Eddie was possibly going to be on tonight. So they're doing a full line of Build-A-Wave with these. And this is Build-A-Wave with a giant bat. I didn't put it in because the picture wasn't the greatest. But
Yeah.
you're going to be able to build a giant bat with these. But
Yeah,
these are
the giant
Jay
bat.
Tommy Lee Jones,
Jay
man.
Garrick. Jay Garrick, that's who it was.
See? I knew you'd figure it
Yeah.
out.
Well,
yeah,
but you
these
know
are
that.
cool.
But you know the giant bat Build-A-Figure is like from a deleted scene, right? It's
That's
like
why I was
not.
confused as well.
Yeah, it's not Man Bat. It's like it's a deleted scene of a crazy prosthetic bat that was in that movie. I think you can find the deleted scene on YouTube. But
I'm going to check that out.
Yeah. I think it's just a nightmare Bruce Wayne is having, where a man-sized bat like comes right up to his face.
I remember having this figure in like as a kid, the 3 3/4. I think you could. It was same with the Robin. You could heat them up and they would get a mask, or his face would go back to normal. But I remember
Interesting.
these were such cool. I remember I loved this movie when I was a kid because just the colors and everything, and yeah.
I just
And it's
remember
no,
that
they did
vintage.
put it in.
Oh yeah, that vintage Two-Face figure had like the gun like sculpted into the hand. I appreciated that.
I think I do.
That
Yeah,
that
I
last
love this movie.
that last Batman movie wave that they did was actually really cool. I
Yeah,
thought
with
I wouldn't mind getting the
Batgirl and
figure,
stuff.
the what was it, Mr. Freeze, the Arnold Freeze.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool wave.
Yeah, I don't know if
that was kind of like my first like besides animated, that was like my first introduction to like live Batman.
Yeah, I don't know
Oh,
if they're
see,
gonna do
okay.
Batman Returns. I don't think there's enough characters for him to do a 5-figure wave from Returns.
Yeah, I don't know.
That bat looks like it's huge though.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, this is interesting. And look at this. They're going hard. And now we've seen some of these,
We've seen
right?
the Joker at the desk.
Yeah, we've seen that. I think we've seen the upgraded Bane with this fur
Yep.
coat. And
He was a deluxe. Did they make him a deluxe because he was a Build-A-Figure?
yeah, and then this
The
one with
Joker
the
with
money
the
stack, I
cash.
think.
Yeah.
But maybe Two-Face. But yeah, this is a lot of these, and the Bat Cycle I think might be new, the Bat Pod. But yeah, they're going in deep on the Dark Knight trilogy. Officially, they're going with that now. Have been for a while. And then this is really cool. I had to put this in here, of course. This is neat.
Morgan
Tumblr.
Freeman.
Yeah, and Lucius Fox. You can get yourself a 6-inch Morgan Freeman. You could make him from was it Evan? Was it Ted? What's that movie where he plays God?
Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty. I was
Yeah.
gonna say Evan Almighty, but that was the sequel.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Or he can
get
just
him
stare
in.
at you and judge you for buying more figures. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. I don't know why you need him with your Batmobile. It's just like at least McFarlane's, you're only paying $20 for your Morgan Freeman on top of your Batmobile, so it's not so bad.
This looks small. Like I don't see a figure, but this might just be a scaling thing for the pictures off. But it's cool they're doing it.
Well, the real question is, does it proportionally match the Batpod? That, yeah,
Ooh,
I
yeah,
wonder.
that's
Yeah.
a good question. Good question. But yeah, I thought that was cool. These are kind of cool animated ones. Different Batman, Poison Ivy, Phantasm, and what's it called? Bane, and Bruce Wayne in the suit.
Which is not approved yet.
Yeah,
That
pending
suit is a
approval.
barrel. Yeah.
But cool.
You have to
cool,
buy everything
stuff.
else first so we can fund this one.
I'm sure they'll have no problem selling all these, especially
Mhm.
like these are. I don't know. All of these are kind of the three in the center are kind of must-haves. I think if you're an animated series
Yeah.
fan and you're building that.
Well,
wave.
and not to mention that they've already done them. You know, like the OG ones.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I remember seeing Phantom at the shop and some kind of Poison Ivy. You know, not like how they have her here.
Yeah, I think there's different. I'm not sure now, but there's also the different company I think doing, or they're doing fancier ones. Ben would be the one to know. Who knows? Because there's different companies releasing different versions of it.
Yeah, well,
Oh, those are
there's one
cool.
there's 1/6 ones. I think it's Mondo, right?
There's
Animated
those,
series. Yeah.
And then there's I have to check. It might
And then
might be DC Direct.
Isn't Mezco doing 5 points on some of them?
Right.
Remember
That
they
was
had the
announced too.
arms
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
could pop out and switch out and stuff.
That's true. So yeah, they're if you like the animated series, lots of options, but these will be very reasonably priced. And so if you were holding off, some of those other ones are a little pricier. And this is kind of interesting. Music Maniacs instead of the Movie Maniacs, and they're actually articulated versus the movie ones. I think. But just thought this was kind of cool. We saw teases of this, but we
Like,
hadn't seen Rob
ideologically,
Zombie yet.
I like that they're all like sort of metal. That's cool and good.
Mhm.
But I don't know about like this is like I don't know what era of Ozzy this is supposed to be. It's like
I
you know
don't
what I mean?
Yeah,
This is
I'm
like
not a big
this is
enough
like
Ozzy
20
fan.
It's like 2018 Aussie. It's like, no, give me like Diary of a Madman or like Bark at the Moon or something. Something where he's got like fangs.
I don't remember wearing wings ever, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
this is interesting, and I love the Iron Maiden. I guess his name is Eddie, but the Iron Maiden trooper.
No Diddy, Music Maniac. Yeah, shocking development that he's not part of that. Yeah.
That's amazing. And this is kind of cool. Spawn tease. I think we might have seen the tease for this already, actually, but this is kind of cool. So I tossed that in there at the end. And then this is some better pictures. This was already released. This one is also, or it's available for PO, I believe. Let me find it here. It's only $59.99, so $60. May 2024, and it's exclusive to Target, so it's actually already available for PO, and it's coming out soon, so next month. And I don't know, it's very, if you're in the animated line, like
Jokerized vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and the light up's kind of cool in the car, but you can see the actual animated series. It's actually pretty close to the actual animation. So
Yeah, that looks really cool. It looks like it's a lot of fun.
and for $60, I mean, there's not a lot of paint apps and stuff, so I see why it's that cheap. But I don't know, Hasbro will probably charge you like $100 for this. I don't know.
$250.
It'd be a HasLab that doesn't fund.
Yeah.
McFarlane just I don't know, their pricing, and you can see the figurine here. It says at one point, I think it says fits most 6-inch.
Except
Might be
the
thinking of
Joker.
something else. You would hope it fits him. But yeah, kind of cool, different vehicle options. I mean, McFarlane's just doing interesting stuff, I feel like.
The Joker Mobile.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What else would you call it?
Yeah, it's got his face on the front. Normal stuff. Yeah.
I bet someone can repaint this and make it Corella's car from Dalmatians. That's what it looks like.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
You just
Yeah,
need
that is.
a new front end, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not far off from what she looks like.
I mean, they did a great job, and the little green hood for his hair, it's hilarious. I honestly though don't remember this from the show. Maybe I didn't watch. Maybe this is in a later season or something, or I don't even know how many seasons that show has.
Yeah.
But
I think 3 or 4. I think 4. Yeah, but season 4 like is a little bit controversial, or like they changed the animation or something.
okay.
But yeah, I don't recognize this from the show either, but I haven't watched it in like 15 years probably. But yeah, no, it looks faithful.
Being this obscure, at least you're not going to break the bank if you do want to kind of add something different. Is interesting. But
Give your loose display a little bit of a centerpiece.
yeah, for the bad guys too. You got your Batmobile. You could have it opposite, like. And this is some other stuff that was shown. These are like collector exclusives, collector editions, so they're a little bit more. Yeah, I was gonna say this is Boomerang Man or Captain Boomerang. Sorry, whoops. And I thought the jacket was kind of cool, but these were teased as well, along with some of the WonderCon. But these are some of the better pictures. This comes with a couple boomerangs, pair of hands. I guess it's a little bit more because of the jacket and it's quote unquote collector's edition. But this penguin also falls under that. But I mean, classic. I just love the colors on this.
A penguin.
That looks really good.
Yeah. And this one, sorry, is Starfire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who Starfire
Looks
is.
good. It's nice to see McFarlane doing other female characters.
Isn't she a Titan?
A Teen Titan, yeah.
Yeah, and
I
look
love
at that
her hair. Damn,
and-
that's cool.
and you know what's weird? Like that torso is like, I feel like you'd usually see it like just a repainted like generic one, but you can tell like the pendant and the clothing lines are sculpted. Like this I don't know, this looks high budget for one of these, like look, it looks good.
Yeah.
I like the hair a lot. It looks really good. Mm-hmm. And the fact it comes with a little flight stand too. Very cool. What is? Sorry, this is that Blackfire being locked behind a Chase Starfire is such BS. That's a big character. Who's Blackfire? Did I not include? I didn't see a Blackfire.
Oh, what do you mean? It's like there's the is this a Build-A-Figure wave or something? What's the deal?
I didn't see that. Maybe I missed something there. And Zaz I put in here. I don't know what they're doing with his eyes. It must be a comic thing going on here, but this is a classic Batman villain.
Yeah, well, animated series Joker has eyes like that once in a while.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. So that might be what they're going with here, but
Yeah.
kind of cool figure. Very minimal, no hands or anything, just the knife, but cool.
Yeah. So yeah, we put this in the thumbnail because like, people like Teegra, obviously. I don't know if you guys, I know on the main show you guys for a while were talking about doing Fire and Ice as a movie of the week. I don't know if you ever got around to it, but if you haven't, you should, because it's on Tubi, so you can all play it for free. It's basically like the most Frank Frazetta movie that exists, and the animation is crazy, and they'll never make anything like it again. It's kind of like you can just see the like blood, sweat, and tears that are on every frame, 24 frames a second of like rotoscoping actors. And okay, so we're getting some insight from Equan on the Chase variants from that last McFarlane.
Okay, so all three of the figures we just showed have a variant, one per case of 6. White Lantern Boomerang, Superpower Penguin, and a Blackfire who is Starfire's sister. That is BS.
Or they're trying to make it, they're injecting some fun, like that Micro Galaxy Squadron was praised for having Chase figures. Everybody thought that was fun and cool. So I don't know, it can't win these days, man.
Until
is
you
it
can't
cool or
find
is it
one.
not?
That's because Star Wars collectors are crazy.
Look,
Yeah,
this says
but
1 in 3,000.
So, but here's the thing, guys. Like, I'm like, I'm not really like an expensive like 1/12 connoisseur. Like, like Frazetta Girls is the company that licenses all the Frank Frazetta stuff. It's like run by his like granddaughters, I think. As Icon Collectibles, like a known 1/12 company that's like done a ton of stuff, because like I don't recall looking at their stuff until the Frazetta Girls did one other figure from Fire and Ice a few months ago, and then this one, and I haven't seen that before. But I went ahead and pre-ordered this last week just because it's like, how often do you see something like this from an awesome movie like Fire and Ice? I could have done without the Panther personally, because I think it's just a block. It doesn't look articulated, and it's probably driving up the price a little bit.
The head articulates.
A little bit. Look at those legs,
Yeah,
though.
that's it.
Those don't look like they do anything.
No, they don't.
They definitely don't.
Yeah.
But you can swap out Panther heads.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it gives you a little bit of a display if you just buy this one figure. It's cool. But yeah, I don't know. I thought this was awesome, and I mean, I'm just I'm just more like excited that 1/6 shooter was jumping in our chat just because we put one of his pictures in the thumbnail. We should do that more often. He's there he is. Okay, and look, and he's giving us the insight, the head and the tail.
Moves, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's Frazetta's own label.
Okay, so the Icon Collectibles is like a subdivision of Frazetta Girls, I guess. That sounds like, I'm glad we have a subject matter expert who did their advertising photos, including the one you're currently looking at in the chat. That's good stuff.
Holy crap. Okay, Oilers is also talking about some of the Frazetta fans. He recalls when the Egyptian Queen original painting sold 2 years ago for $5.4 million.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, there's some famous tales of people seeing the original art for the Death Dealer in George Lucas's office over the years. I don't know if he still has that, or if that's going to be part of the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art or what. But he was rocking the original Death Dealer art in his office at the Skywalker Ranch for quite a number of years, which is probably, it might be Frazetta's most famous piece. I think it's from the 70s. But yeah, this is cool. I put a couple other shots in here from 1/6 shooter. He did some beautiful diorama work. I don't know if you got that handy, but he did some nice stuff, and that was one of our thumbnail shots. And I was excited to pre-order this. I think it was around $70 US.
Even with the short arms.
You're calling the arms short, Dean. He's saying they're out of proportion. I mean, I don't know.
As someone who draws, characters all the time and is very familiar with the human form, they're a little short.
That's an interesting take. I don't know. You got those other photos in here? There's 2 Dio photos that are like.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, it might be because it's like somewhat pre-posed that it looks like that, but I just can't unsee it. And I'm like,
Interesting.
It's like she has like a half hand too short.
Look, 1/6 shooters challenging you on that, bro. I don't know.
In proportion. Proportions look good, Dean. I don't know, but I'm looking at them here. They look fine.
Yeah, other proportions are great.
One shooter says it's good, so we're good.
Yeah, I mean,
look at the sculpting though. That like the sculpt work. The legs are muscular and stuff. It's not just like a smooth.
yeah, and there's some
Yeah,
interesting
it's
paint
cool.
variations on the skin tone. It's not all just lighting that you're seeing there. But
Yeah,
The knee joints
it
are
reminds
kind
me
of scary, but also kind of cool.
what do you want? There's no clothes there. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the what the fuck are those figures called? They did like the Purgatory and then the
Yeah, that was
Vampirella,
elite
like, out of
elite collector or
box.
something.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of
Yeah.
that.
I feel like it looks a bit nicer than those.
Yeah, a little higher
Yeah.
ends of a figure.
Yeah.
The paint apps are a little nicer, especially because it's all skin tone.
Hmm.
So if it was just like flat plastic, it would look like garbage. But you could tell they went in there and painted. Overall, I think it looks fantastic. The knee is a little weird, bad vision.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, there's not a lot to work with to hide the joint there, guys. It's just, it is what it is,
I
right?
like the compromise though. I prefer this over big exposed, double jointed one that looks, terrible. Yeah, this is interesting. Where did you
Yeah,
have
and
to
also-
pre-order this?
I pre-ordered it directly on the Frazetta Girls site where you
Oh, okay.
can get all his prints and all that. But I'm sure there's a few other places you could do it.
Spoilers. Look at the paintings they're based on. I
Oh.
think Dean is insulting Frazetta's interpretation of
Bro,
the human form.
Even if I continued my art for another 100 years, I would not even be able to touch Frank Frazetta's style.
Yeah.
Even in my best case scenario.
Well,
So
he did not
that's
personally
I'm
sign
talking
off.
about the figure.
He did not personally sign off on this figure as he's been gone for about 30 years, if I'm not mistaken. So it is what it is, guys. But yeah, no, it's cool. I definitely pre-ordered it mostly because when you have a company that's gonna, I mean, they're the copyright holder of that film, presumably. I don't know. I know it's a Ralph Bakshi production, so I don't know, but it's metal AF, as they say, and you got to support it. I
It's
don't know.
definitely interesting to see something different than Star Wars and all that stuff on here. So that's good. Very
Get that in movie of the week. It's on Tubi.
We don't do movie of the week anymore.
Very good as well. They cut they cut this. It hides it really well too. The way
Yeah.
they built the torso in.
Bring it back for this. You were gonna do it anyway.
And we have some Star Wars news. Not a whole lot, but there's a bit. Chris, is this
Yeah.
Mom Nadan? I always mess up the pronunciation.
Momau Nadon or something. Yeah, basically it's
Momau Nadon.
Hammerhead is his vintage name, and I think we're only getting this because they already made it Doc Ondor, which I'm guessing it shares parts with, which is a crime because this is the real Hammerhead, not that Disney nonsense Doc Ondor, who has like a beard.
Yes.
But
Yes.
this is long overdue. This is one of the first 20 vintage characters to get a figure in 3 3/4. He looks cool. The species is called an Ithorian. There's one of those in the cantina in the original movie. That's this guy. It's a
Oh.
cool character.
It starts fall this year, $34, and it's part of the new. It's number 7, so this is part of the new numbering as well. So,
Bro, what have they been doing with the fucking packaging, dude? Their fucking heads up their ass. Bro.
any inbox collectors for Black Series must hate this shit. That's why I've just started opening. I mean, I started opening them a while ago.
Yeah,
But
you should with Black Series.
I
Don't kid
was gonna
yourself.
say
yeah, there's
there's
no
no
point
point
keeping
in
them.
keeping them in the box anymore. They fucking reissue left, right, and center.
I would make a slight exception for like the big carded stuff that has like the vintage style cards, like because those are smaller runs. If you like carded stuff, those are kind of cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, these
Well,
boxes.
Yeah, I
even
can hear you,
those
yeah.
are usually reissues of shit they've already released before.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is I'm okay with that because at least then you've got a better display option if you want it. But yeah, the way they've changed the boxes so many times, I just can't believe they're numbering again. But anyways, it's funny. This is TVC Ezra Bridger,
Boo.
$16.99, but this is the Ahsoka version. So
Even more boo.
the
He looks like a cartoon, and he's supposed to be that guy. What's going on
Yeah.
here? I don't know.
I do like the sculpting on the like chest piece and stuff like that, and the boots, but
Yeah. This is hologram Ezra from like one scene that like they didn't show him too close because they didn't want you to realize that he hasn't aged at all since their later scenes where he shows up in the show. So it's kind of weird to even do a figure of him because like that card art, that's about as well as you see him on the show. Like that's the tightest shot basically.
yeah,
So
that's
it's kind of
true.
weird.
But yeah, this is part of the Ahsoka TVC. It's so interesting how they're just all these rebels coming out. One's Ahsoka, number of rebels.
Yeah.
But this is Zeb coming in at $24.99. Also
Can't go wrong with
summer this year.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really mess up. It's supposed to be the Rebels version, and because he has a big cartoon CGI face, he kind of just looks like the cartoon version of Zeb. So, like, this is a pretty solid from an aesthetic perspective, if you ask me.
Yeah, but this is a vintage 3 3/4 inch figure. Well, I mean, he is a little bit larger, but $25, dude.
Yeah.
That's
That's
Well,
what I was gonna point out.
Yeah, yeah, and they're calling him deluxe, partly because he's large, partly because he has this big staff. But it's funny. Like we were just looking at those ancient accessory packs, and like the idea behind these big box things was that they're supposed to have extra accessories.
I don't
Not
think
seeing a
they-
whole lot here.
I don't think they need a deluxe version of TVC. I don't know. That's just me. I know I
They've been
don't
doing
collect
it
it, so I
now.
can't really speak too
Yeah.
much of it. I know they've been doing some already, but it's like the whole point was to have them small and not like with
Yeah,
a whole bunch of stuff.
And this was actually like a dry run for a plastic. Like these boxes were like a test run for like a plastic free TVC, and like I don't even know why they're still doing them. They gave up on that initiative.
I feel like if you do want this, it will definitely go down in price. It's probably going to shuffle.
Yeah.
Find
But
it at your
I
local
will say,
Aldi's and Ross.
yeah, I will say positively though. I do really like the sculpting on this one, like the fur and stuff like that.
Yep. And
Good
it's
articulation on the ankles as well with his crazy alien feet.
exactly, and it's a very popular character that we haven't had a good 3 3/4 scale figure of like basically ever. So like there was a cartoon Rebels one like when the show was on that was probably 5 POA or something.
The 6-inch one is
the,
awesome too.
Yeah.
The one for the Ghost never funded, right?
No, was that a final tier or something? I don't know.
Wasn't it him?
No, all
What
tiers
is
got hit. I'd have to check,
Yeah.
but I don't remember
Yeah.
if he's part of that. I think he is, right?
Yeah, the only
Yeah,
ones
it's a
that
different
didn't. The only ones that didn't come with the ghosts are Sabine and Chopper,
Which
Okay. But
then they
the
released
which
pre-order
them
they
we saw,
re-released
yeah.
later. Yeah.
Right.
So the ghost one is probably like a different season look than this because it's not going to be the same one. So the
Yeah.
outfit's probably a little bit different.
And I had to put this. I don't know what this. I know what they're calling it. I don't know exactly. It's not like a. They had the plasma series for 6-inch, but they're not calling that this. But this is a new 3.75 O-ring Ghostbusters. So they actually have like GI Joes. They have an O-ring down in the waist instead, and it's come with a 1/18 scale Ecto 1, and this thing looks awesome. I don't know if I'll get the figures. I probably will just because they go with it. That's what I was talking about, collecting like a group of stuff, but this they could probably do a little maybe more on the paintwork, but I'm okay with it because I really want this Ecto. I love the Ecto 1, and this is
I
way
think-
better than
Yeah.
the 80s, the one in the
Oh, yeah.
90s, and then they re-released it, I think, for the movie, but it was all rusty and stuff. So this is a
Yeah.
more clean version.
Well, I think this is why the Plasma series was always kind of like just bothering collectors because, you know, you didn't get many ghosts. You got like a bunch of different Ghostbusters. And I think they did an Ecto 1 for the Plasma series, but it was like
It wasn't
underscaled.
didn't scale. That's the one I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So it's like, this is what they probably should have done when that first Ghostbusters sort of reboot sequel came out. I think this is a great idea. It's not for me, but I support the 1/18th in a line where you're going to have vehicles and big accessory playset type stuff. It looks good.
And this is Plasma Series packaging, which is the reason I mentioned it. Sorry. There was like this color scheme, but
Yeah, this is
I
cool.
don't like the joints. That's part of the reason pushing me not to get them. But again, if I got the Ecto one, I kind of want it. Sorry, I'm rambling.
Yeah, I would like to have an Ecto 1 in my collection. So this is like a nice alternative. Not a huge fan of the O-ring style figures, but they're gonna be inside the fucking Ecto 1 anyway. And it's not so obnoxiously large that it takes up, you know, half of the collection space. So I think it's kind of like non-offensive. Like, could it be better? Sure, but is it cool? Hell yeah. So
Yeah, but you can now put Bill Murray in his tank also, which is good.
See, this is why oh man. Yeah, I don't know. You can see the sculpts and stuff aren't that great. But
They just look
whatever,
like
they're
worse.
2.75.
Yeah,
I've seen
they're-
worse.
The
But
retro
the
GI
joints
Joes,
are the
man.
thing that are throwing me
Yeah.
off the most, I think. And the backpacks, aren't very detailed. But
I think
I'm not.
they
I'm buying this line for the car.
but they did a few of those style GI Joes with that HasLab jet, right? So like they've been making this kind of
True.
stuff recently.
That is true. Here's a little bit closer view. These are not the greatest pictures, sorry. But shout out to Toyark, the photographers on there who did put these up. And I had to show. Here's the rear, very nice detail. I feel like on this here. And here's some of the coolest features you're gonna see now. Look at this. You can load
That's cool.
you can load the packs onto it, and it slides out. It not only actually slides out, it actually comes out. I didn't get a picture of it coming out, but it comes off of this. Here's a close up of that.
It's like that Trade Federation MTT we were looking at earlier.
Yes.
It
Yeah,
slides
yeah,
out
it's-
motorized.
Yeah, I don't know. This is cool. This is like a must-have for me. Love Ghostbusters, and sorry, I'm not even your camera. I love Ghostbusters. I have the 6-inch series, Plasma series. They're pretty good, but I don't have an Ecto 1 in scale for them. So this would be, I think, yeah, this is a must-buy, I think, for me. Really excited about this, and it'll probably be. I'm hoping reasonably priced because it's not big scale. I'm hoping you can get all 4 of these for like, hopefully 15 each or something, like the TVC price, and then hopefully the vehicle's like set 60 to 80 bucks. Hopefully it's not over 100, but don't tell them. I would probably buy it if it's over.
It's
not
gonna
Star
be
Wars.
over 100, dude.
Don't say that.
I don't know. It's not Star Wars.
It's
Tough
not
call.
Star Wars, but how much were they charging the other day for that ugly ass fake X-wing?
You talk about the E-wing?
yeah.
Is that how
Yeah.
you describe the E-wing?
How
Oh
much
my
was
god.
that fucking thing?
It's like 120 or something.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Yeah.
this is not gonna be cheap.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. That's basically a chunk of gray plastic, and this one has all details on the top.
Yeah, all the little stuff on top. Yeah, opening feature. Yeah,
Clear
this
plastic
is-
isn't cheap either. They've told us that, so this has got to be an extra $10 right here. I don't know. This is
Windows.
cool. Yeah, all the windows too. I was
Oh,
gonna say
the
that next.
whole roof comes off. That's cool.
It has actual
where'd you
electronics,
see
which
that?
are banned from Star Wars.
Go back a photo. Look at the top there. There's no roof on that.
Yeah.
You seen that right here?
No,
No,
on top of the box.
top of the car.
You could see the ceiling of the actual place they're in through the windows.
I
so
see
like
what
the
you're saying.
roof is gone.
Yeah, they took it
I
off.
see. Okay.
Look at
No,
that.
it's
It's good
there.
though. That you can load the back
Yeah,
seat
you could
easier.
load them in. Yeah.
Ah,
I like the
interesting.
more
I
I'm
don't know
looking
because
at
the
this, the
person
more I
in front
like
of it
it.
has the person in front of it has a black jacket and you can't see it through the.
I don't
It's
know, but I love
plastic.
it.
It's like the lights kind of going through it.
It might be, but I love it. I want it.
Maybe.
God dang, this looks good. Ecto one is one of my favorite vehicles. It's hard to justify that 1/6 version. It's so great, but it's so big and so pricey. So getting that smaller scale would be awesome. And it looks better than the Rusty one they released. So yeah, sorry, I'm rambling on Ghostbusters.
That's definitely hot. I like that a lot.
Yeah, let's go into our hot or not. Sorry, Sean, take it away. You've got this one here.
Oh yeah, so we got Hot or Not coming up. We got the Sentinel Marvel's Comics Fighting Armor Sam Wilson Captain America figure. This is gonna be $88. When the orders go through Sentinel's site, their official shop, D4 Toys, and it's currently for pre-order on a discount. And this is gonna be out on in July of this year, 2024. So Sam Wilson's gonna come with removable articulated wings. He's going to come with Red Wing and a stand, a shield, and interchangeable hands, and another display stand. He's going to be 6.5 inches tall. I honestly, guys, I've never really wanted a Sentinel figure more. Like, I've thought the Deadpool looks cool. I've thought the Wolverine looks cool. Probably those were like the top two figures that they've come out with. I'm just partial to like X-Men stuff and just kind of like staying away from it. So I kind of like avoided the the Cyclops, but I thought the Wolverine and the Deadpool were cool. But this guy looks sweet. Like the armor is legit on this guy. I'm definitely going hot on this. And if I decide to pre-order it, $88 ain't bad.
Yeah, I'll say the same. You know, I don't know much about this storyline, but aesthetically, this all just really works for me. The color choices, the way the joints are hidden, the accessories. I don't know. If you would have verbally explained to me like the Captain America shield with like big metallic wings, you probably would have lost me there. But altogether, it looks really nice and comes together. I'm gonna say hot too.
These the armor it's very Iron Man-esque with like the shoulders and whatnot.
Yep.
It's very cool. So yeah, I'm gonna say hot as well.
Cap.
And the paint, like kind of like shiny blue with little like glitter almost in it or whatever. It's like a glitter blue. It's cool. Yeah, very cool. So I'll go hot for it.
Okay, I'm gonna be the naysayer and say not. Unless you're collecting this whole line, these don't fit in anywhere with each other, or they only fit in with each other. So I haven't understood it. It's like getting Neon Tech figures. It's like
I hated those there.
do they look cool? Sure, but like.
But are you gonna pay what was it, $450 or?
Yeah, and it's like, do I want to pay
it?
$80 for a Sam Wilson figure? I could just get the Marvel Legends.
You just get the regular
Actually
suited version.
fits in with my other Marvel Legends, or SH Figure Arts could even fit in. You know what I mean? So, like, they're just weird. I'm saying that.
I can see that if you have nothing to match this, I could see that being a deterrent from wanting to get it.
Yeah, I would say maybe like you could get away with Deadpool only because Deadpool's a fucking wacky guy and like he does crazy shit all the time.
And he does have a storyline where he has
armored. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, because we've seen the Hot Boys armored Deadpool, and like that's cool. But again,
that thing is cool.
You could futz in any Deadpool anywhere, and it would technically make sense. So
that's
true. These are objectively cool looking, but not for me.
you're saying continuity
there's
wise
another
within the
picture.
collection.
Yeah, it would just be a weird standout.
Definitely, yeah. Aesthetically though, it's nice. Oh, Dean, do you want to
Yep.
start us off with this? Do you want to?
I got you one right here, Dean. So this is the Dragon Ball Z Super SH Figure Art Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegeta. That is a mouthful. The Unwavering Saiyan Pride version for $34.99. That is an amazing
Good
price.
price,
That's pretty
yeah.
good, right? Because I think they averaged around like 40 to 50. And this is due out this year in November.
So this is I want to say the third or fourth time we've gotten this Vegeta. The first one was just the regular Super Saiyan. The second one was Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan with blue hair and red hair, and his armor was gray instead of white. And then I think we got Super Saiyan base again, and now we're getting this one again. So the price should be $34 if they're milking the molds. Like Goku's are usually $30 because it's the same mold over and over again. That being said, Vegeta's these in this mold, like once they sell out, the price goes fucking crazy because I guess people use them for a lot of customs or whatever.
So buy
So,
two,
like,
you're saying?
Yeah, maybe buy two, or if you've missed out on all the other ones, make sure you pick it up.
Dean, I don't know if you're in any of those chats for the local group or not, but there seems like there's a lot of Dragon Ball Z stuff going up for sale.
I mean, they release it all the time. Yeah, it's like another one of those things. Like I don't bend over
version do you
backwards to
want?
buy anything anymore because they're just gonna reissue them. Like Dragon Ball Z has gotten really, I don't want to say bad because it's a good thing, right, for most collectors, because some of these figures get stupid, crazy expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, if they're just going to reissue it, I'll just wait. Like, so I don't, like,
But
this
with-
Vegeta was selling for, God, 150, I think he was selling for on a
So
figure
is
that
this just
retailed
coming
for
out to keep the price down, or like what?
yeah, pretty much. There's really no other reason. Like, we've gotten this before.
Like you think
There's
they're
no
ahead of
other
like
reason.
the flippers and the resellers, and
I think
okay,
so.
Here's your second chance, third chance,
Yeah.
fourth chance.
Fourth chance, maybe, yeah. Because, I mean, you could technically buy any Vegeta body and buy third-party heads. So if
And
you
it'd be
only
the
had the
same.
Super Saiyan Vegeta, you could just buy Super Saiyan God heads, like, on, like, D-Star or what's that one website? 5K Toys sells third-party heads. Like, you could buy third-party heads anywhere, eBay, Mercari, like. So, yeah, it's just keeping the market down, I guess. Doing the collector a favor. Usually update the sculpts, which is nice, but yeah, it's like,
So this is going to come with 3 optional expression parts, is what they're calling it. But it's like, I guess it's like the face plate, right? So
yeah.
so you'll get 3 of those. You're going to get 7 interchangeable hands, 3 for the left, 4 for the right. Interchangeable folding arm parts, which is, I guess, it's kind of more like his classic kind of come get me look, right?
Gonna ask.
then-
Yeah, it seems to be here. Yeah.
And then he is going to be 5.31 inches tall. So
Yeah, she is a short king.
yeah. So, and I guess I kind of look at it too with like the Iron Man suits, because like for me, like I want the final version. Like give me the final version of wherever we're at, which is why I'm so big on that Mark 85 version of Iron Man. It's like you've put out this version, you put out this. It's like you got to pick your poison. Like what version of the superhero do you want? Do you want the version prior because you really resonated, or do you want the final version? I guess this is just kind of what that is, right?
Yeah, so for me, on my Dragon Ball Z shelf, I do eras. So I need a Vegeta for like every section of my shelf.
Right.
So like even if I had 2 of him, it's not really enough because like one arc is after this, and technically there's Super Saiyan God over here, but they fuse, so this figure would make more sense over
And
there.
then they come
this
out with
figure-
another power
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
for the
So
next
like
season or whatever.
I could really honestly never have enough Dragon Ball Z figures. Like, I think even if I had two of every Goku, I would still need more. You know what I mean? So, but that's just, my display. But there are people, 100%. Like, just give me the best Goku and I'll call it a day. Some people would be like base form Goku, Super Saiyan God Goku,
Right.
like this Vegeta, or base form Vegeta. Yeah, it just depends on who you are, but yeah, it's cool to see, but it's like we've seen it 4 times before already.
Was this I jumped in on Super Saiyan, or I'm sorry, not Super Saiyan, but Dragon Ball Super really late. Like it was pretty close towards the end of the tournament. But is this prior or after he gets eliminated?
Oh, this would be way before.
Way before?
Yeah. This would be, well, I mean, I guess this would be after or during. Because his armor,
his final battle kind of thing, or
yeah, I guess this would be armor during the tournament. Because the armor he wears during the Broly movie is the gray one,
right?
And then the armor he wears during the Frieza movie is black. So, yeah, I guess this would be like during the Tournament of Power.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the go ahead.
I was just saying, is his hair like translucent or is it just painted?
I
Looks
think
like
this
maybe
was
it's a
just
light.
painted. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And I guess he comes with like a stern, a screaming, and then a smirk. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Did you say hot or not, Sean?
Um,
I don't remember now. I know Dean said hot.
I think after I get the history of what Dean just like schooled us on, I'm like, I'm not hot or not. I'm like lukewarm. I'm like, it's cool, but it's like, okay, you got 4 others, and it's a good price. I mean, like if you wanted a Vegeta figure, just to have a Vegeta figure, like $34 for an SH Figure Arts is not bad.
Pretty good. Yeah.
I'm gonna go hot just because of the aesthetic and the price, and they did a good job with this. I think it looks really good, so I'll go hot for this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go not because Dean says it's a repaint of an old figure, so I'm just gonna defer to his judgment.
Repaint of a repaint.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, repaint.
All right, so I did want to start throwing some. I'm sorry, were you gonna say something?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, I did want to start throwing some WWE Elite figures. I know there's a few people here who wanted to start seeing some, and as I've started collecting them too, and going down.
This isn't Ben Affleck.
rabbit hole.
Okay. I thought that's who this was.
So this is the WWE Elite Collection CM Punk Returns action figure. He's going to be $25. Orders for this are made to order. So if you want this guy, you need to go to Mattel's Creation and you need to pre-order this guy right away because it did drop on April 7th, which isn't too far from where we're at, but it does close on the 22nd at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time.
Whoa, look at the size of them hands. Look at them
I know, right? Those are huge. And then
Ben Thomas hands.
there is no purchase limit on this, and it is planned on shipping next year, February 28th of 2025. God, I hope that's like a dummy date, because I feel like that's a long wait for this figure, although it is made to order, so they're going to wait and see how many they get before they start punching these guys out. But I thought he was really cool. Like, if it's anything like the render, the tattoos is why you buy it. I mean, these look really good. And then, of course, CM Punk had a huge return at, I believe it was not SummerSlam, Survivor Series. And that's kind of what this is based off of. And he had quite a return up until he gets injured. And if you're following anything from WWE, you know everybody's just wanting CM Punk back in the ring. But I thought this guy was cool, and I plan on adding some more WWE figures. One I did want to note that I couldn't really get too much information on, but I believe it's a Target exclusive Ultimates Undertaker sold out almost immediately on Friday of last week. But it was like an unheard of price on their shop. They thought it was it was a wrong price, is what all the collectors are saying. But they were selling the Ultimates for $22 for that Undertaker, and people just bought the shit out of that guy. I completely missed it, so I'm hoping to find it at stores before a scalper does. But I'm going hot with this figure. I can't wait to see it. I hope he looks as good as the render does, and I think it's a good addition for wrestling fans.
I used to love wrestling figures back in middle school. Back then, compared to now, they weren't very good. But I always loved it when they did the tattoos. Because they, wrestlers' tattoos are usually so complicated. Mm-hmm. But they did not look this good back then. I'll tell you that much. This is crazy. Usually, if they had like a sleeve, they would pick like one or two out that were like very noticeable on camera, and that's what you would get, back then. But now they're doing the whole goddamn sleeve. That's crazy. This looks cool.
Tattoos are where you get into some weird copyright issues with stuff like this. I wonder if you went with a fine-tooth comb and compared them to the man's real tattoos, if you'd see a modified trademark character or something, but because there's been a few famous cases where stuff was sort of nerfed to avoid copyright issues. Like there's a big dark square there at one point. I wonder what, maybe he covered up something so he could appear on WWE. But yeah, man. Oh, it's kind of fun. I just think the articulation looks a little bit weird on these. I don't know, like the way the chest crunches on these, I never really liked them. But
I just buying the few that I've bought already, like you would want a WWE figure to be highly articulated because of all the crazy shit they do, right? And I've noticed that like there's some things that are very, very limited on them.
No, those hands are
He's coming back after you, Dean. Those are big hands.
A callback.
Yeah.
What up, Mark P? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, don't the shoulders, like they just look like big ball joints. The chest. I almost think you can see through him on the sides of that chest crunch. You see the white background through him. In that little gap there, it just looks a little bit like actual children are supposed to play with these or something, which I'm not in favor of.
So I'm looking at a picture of CM Punk right now because I noticed that little rectangle piece, that square piece that you were talking about. It does look like on that right arm he has some kind of like striped, some kind of stripe thing going. It's actually red, like a pinkish red on the picture.
Yeah.
So I don't quite know what that is, but
well, there's a few famous cases of like some models putting like Star Wars stuff or something on their tattoos, and like they have to basically get them covered up to make certain appearances, make bad choices earlier in your career. Yeah. No, don't get trademark character tattoos if you if you ever have on camera aspirations. Anyway.
I know these are renders, but yeah, this is definitely somewhat goofy looking. And the funniest part
he's
to me
goofy
is
looking in real life too, though.
Funniest part to me though is like his chest here, right?
Uh-huh.
You can see like they've just taken this render and they copied and pasted this shirt. This shirt is clearly just it's got like nipples
of some guy
too.
wearing a shirt.
It's an actual person that they've cut off, and I feel like they've even missed some of the shoulder or something like that, some of the plastic.
But based on this line, what would that shirt be? Like actual soft goods or like clip on?
Some of them are soft goods. If it's an ultimate,
goods.
They're soft goods. I know like the Randy Orton, he has a black vest, but it's plastic.
So it would never look like that with those waves.
let me look real quick, but I would hope that it's soft goods if they're making this uh, like a paywall, like a made to order.
Most people aren't even going to display it with that. So if
No,
they're
you want
trying
to
to
see
show
the
off all the
tattoos.
tattoos, but
Let
honestly
me
though,
see.
it is interesting. But just because he looks a little goofy, I'm gonna say no. That's a not on this one.
No
But
for the
yeah,
big hands. One
yeah,
six
no for the
shooters,
big
right?
old hands. Veiny things. Look at them. The veins. Damn. You're looking that up, Sean?
Yeah, I'm looking it up. It mentions the shirt in his street clothes, they call it, but it does not say if it's soft goods. Oh no, there it is. Includes 2 soft goods T-shirts,
There you go.
watch accessory, and interchangeable hands.
Well, we only saw the one shirt there. Maybe it's probably just white and black.
Probably. There's the
It's
watch.
his
though.
it's his lightning in his hand black shirt that he wears.
Okay.
So
All right, I'll quickly go with this. This is the least practical vehicle to commit crime in ever. Why would you ever have it made? Like the Batmobile's cool. It's worthy of shelf space. I'm not about this life. This Joker mobile thing.
I
I
mean,
don't
for the
like it.
Looney Tunes, this is a great
Yeah.
vehicle, you know.
It reminds me of that McFarlane Dragon Joker, which I wish I could unsee, and I would like to not know about it existing, but I can't go back. And I know this is from the
I've
animated
never
series,
understood that.
so this is better than the Dragon Joker because it's from the animated series. But like, I don't like it. I'm gonna go not for me.
Sean.
Yeah, it's not.
I
mean-
yeah.
I mean, if I wanted a Cruella DeVille vehicle, I could probably find one at the Disney store.
And that nose is gonna stop you from like flipping cars with this thing, anyways.
It's gonna
Yeah.
pierce the back of the car, right?
It's even longer in the animation. Actually, it's even the nose is really big. You saw it on the box art earlier.
Yeah, I can't imagine driving around in a vehicle with my face on it.
You're getting pulled over so fast.
Yeah, it's like Joker. We know it was you. We have your vehicle at the crime
You
scene
can't
on all
prove
the
that.
cameras.
There's no plates.
It's got your fucking face on it, Joker. Yeah, this is goofy as shit.
That's
I don't
not
like
me.
it. This is a super not hot.
I'm
If you
going,
told me this wasn't even in the cartoon, I'd believe you. I have no memory of this.
I'm going hot only because it's unique and they're doing something that you just wouldn't normally see.
There's a reason why.
And the price is really good. I don't know. I think it's here's how I see it. If we were animated fans, just like we're Star Wars fans, like we're like, why don't they do some of these
We'd be
other
loving it.
vehicles and all this stuff? Like, why don't we see the B-wing anymore? This is the B-wing of the Batman animated series, all right? That's my yes, it's not the most beautiful aesthetically, not as beautiful as the B-wing, but it is that side vehicle that you're like, there's a whole universe, and you can fill that universe up
Dean,
now with this vehicle.
This is why
For
that
$60
guy-
bucks.
This is why this guy is the collector of the year.
See, $60.
Yeah,
that.
you almost made me pick up my boxed vintage B-wing, but it was too impractical. The box is too big.
See, yeah,
I
I don't.
don't like any of that.
I'm only going
Changing
hot
ideas
because of
and
that.
changing hearts everywhere.
I mean, people would buy a B-wing, and I don't think that many
the
people are going
heart
to buy
of Mike
this.
Pearson is within
sure.
him.
He's got his spirit. Oh, it skipped 2 slides. Sorry, that's my mouse doing that. This is the. I'm gonna quickly go just because you know my answer.
Yeah.
This is burning hot. This is like molten lava. This thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
this is hot.
Yeah, I think we all agree this has a place in the world and should actually come out. And maybe they should give you like 1 or 2 ghosts, because that was a big complaint with the Plasma series, not enough ghosts. So give them some 3 3/4 ghosts to bust.
True.
Yeah, I'm going hot. I think just for everything you guys said when we were originally talking about it, it's like a great option, right? Like some of these vehicles go for quite a lot, and this is pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely hot. Even when you got me thinking about buying it, and I'm not the world's biggest Ghostbuster fan, but just to have it in my collection.
Have the vehicle in the collection.
Yeah, I think it's pretty
Ghostbusters
hot.
fits somewhere in everybody's
Now-
collection.
To be fair, Ghostbuster has my favorite movie quote of all time in it. So like, I do like the movie. I'm just not like.
Which one's that?
Yeah, what's the quote?
He's like, Dickless here, did whatever. And he's like, is this true? He's like, it is true. This man has no dick.
Yeah,
I'm pissed off.
You know what I mean? Like they just needed a couple jokes like that in the new movie, and they're just trying to make us not like Ghostbusters with each subsequent film. But it at least we're behind the bottom of the barrel. It started on the upswing, but yeah, this is fun stuff.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah, actually kind of a cool little poster here I just noticed as well. Anyways, and here we are at the end of our show, and that was a fun one.
It was fun for the little time I was here, but well, guys,
You're here
we
for almost all of it.
almost, yeah.
Yeah, I think you only missed like 13 minutes.
Yeah, not much.
Yeah, just toy show stuff. Nothing important, right? No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for your work on that, Chris, by the way. We would love to shout out the pillars that hold up this great network that we call Collecting Weekly. And it grows every month. So we really appreciate you guys. We want to shout out Ian CB, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louie, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Fallon, Serena, Ben Thomas, Chris Letty, David Jones, Sam Gists, Daminator, Joao Breda, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Gun Figs, Bad Fish, Toy Cartel, Dan Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krent, Big Fern, Cesar Marroquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomonsky, Rick DiGregorio, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Alzucena, Illustrious Rainer, Alad Morgan, Takathri Wah, Derek B, Arias Portillo, Alvin J, Six Scale Collector, Aries Delgado, Jazz Carroll, Joe Ridley, Pablo Meza, D-Rock, Matt Clavenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Stephen Percha, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Luis Bennett, Chip Heron, Jimmy the Judgmental, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, Exodus, and Brenton Palmer. You'll switch on over to the next one, please.
All I gotta say is shout out to Took. Yeah, I know you had a little rough day today, so I don't know if he's watching, but shout out, buddy.
The March-April benefits was the Ox Diver for April, and then the junk drawer sticker.
Magnet.
I'm sorry, magnet.
Yeah, it's gonna be a magnet. This should be updated, actually. Zach, come on now.
And if you want to become a part of this great empire, you can start with the hot seat for $5. You get all the digital benefits, including Ox After Dark, Patreon chat, and weekly shoutouts. For $7.50, you will get the swag of the Collecting Weekly Network, starting with the stickers sent straight to your door, as well as access to Ox After Dark replays. And the stickers are sent every other month. Certified Crispy will get you Certified Crispy for $15 will get you that Certified Crispy certificate on first pledge. Dean, there was talk a while back about assistant figures with Zach. Has anything changed with that? I have not asked you guys. I should have asked you a long time ago. What's the deal with this?
I don't think so. I think it's pretty much the same thing, or maybe.
I heard there was mention of it, and that I just never.
Zach, my comment on it would be, if you message Zach, he can probably walk you through it.
Yeah.
Would be my thinking, and it may not be. Yeah, I would say
it's not like a sent to his door kind of thing,
Yeah.
but it's like a step by step. Like this
It
is what
can
I would
be.
do.
I know people have actually sent him stuff and he's helped fix it, but
yeah, that's
that's
what I
so
was saying.
few and
I
far
don't think he
between
necessarily
that
needs
I'm
to.
not
Yeah.
sure what the deal was anymore.
You guys, it probably happens so seldom that Zach just avoids the subject. But what we should encourage all the Wada guys to do is submit something and try and
So everyone
bombard
send
him
a
all at
broken
once.
ass figure
Yeah.
to him.
Everyone send a figure this month. No, I'm
He's sculpting fingers, Spider-Man fingers over there. He's all over. He's
Hey man, he's in business with that new.
well,
permit.
actually, it was not him.
Thanks
Sorry.
everyone for joining Chris's
Jason.
last show on the network.
Oh, it's fine. It's the end of a 2-hour small talk, Dean. It's fine.
Anyway, though, for that $15, you get the certified crispy certificate, and then the assistance with figure fixes by Zach. Please message him beforehand, and then the previous benefits of the other tiers. International postage will be charged at cost for the certificate. And then the top tier, the What a Guy tier, folks here can get the Pog Deluxe set on first pledge, doubles of all the stickers we send, and the benefits of the previous tiers. International postage above $5 for the Pogs will be charged at cost. And then moving on to our YouTube members, we have Absolute Erwin, Alvin J, Andrew Gibo, Benjamin Hansen, Big Ol' Fern, Bob Dylan, CC3PO, Chris V, CT603, DJ, Daminator, Doc Smizzle, Equan, Fat Batman, Gara Bear, Good Ol' Spotchtica, Gotham Cinnabites, Justin Sports Cards, LV Avenger 702, Mark Pearson, Mike Literis, Money Mendez, OG Fan, OMFG Rick, 1-6 A Figure Focus, Paul Schreiber, Philip the Full, S Beam, Sam Giss, Scarn Lord, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Sunny Vale, The Ben Thomas Show, Toy Mafia, and again, welcome Exodus to the Empire. Guys, thank y'all so much for being a part of those YouTube members and part of the Patreonies. We really do appreciate you. And if you want to be part of the Patreon members, you got the Patreonies. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. For 99 cents, and then you get the loyalty badges, and then you have the $2.99 peanut gallery with member shoutouts. And then we have all of our shows in this great empire, starting with Collecting Weekly Show, After Dark, Small Talk, and OFAC on Thursdays. You'll get OFAC next week. And of course, you got Question of the Week on Sundays, Bricks and Brews, Ox Plays, and then the D&D Mind Flayer. And then, of course, shout out to those Friday Night Fatefuls on Just Another Friday Night. They've been killing it, and we love you guys over there too. And that should do it for the show. One last shout out, though, for anybody who wants to send out some figure photography. We definitely want you to send that in. We do kind of want to start featuring that. And at the very least, go join us over at the Instagram and post it on the Instagram, and then we will work on that, getting you on the show, showing your pictures off. Guys, any other shout outs?
Yeah, man. So a couple, I've been doing some more content with my friends over at the Knights of Vader podcast, the Star Wars podcast, and the week episode 1 comes back in theaters, we're gonna post an interview episode with Roger Christian, who is the second unit director on episode 1. So he's going to give us some behind the scenes stories about filming the Duel of the Fates and all that good stuff. So if you like Star Wars nonsense, check out the Knights of Vader podcast. That guy worked with the notorious GL on A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, and episode 1. So it's going to be a good interview.
Hell yeah, dude. That sounds cool.
You're muted, Badfish, by the way.
What an idiot.
Oh, I got a phone call,
Yeah,
sorry.
okay, we're done. Bye.
Stupid
And
idiot.
That's really freaking cool. So you're gonna be, you and a group are gonna be interviewing?
Yeah, he actually lives here in Toronto for the last few years, so we've had him out to some local events, but we're gonna do like maybe an hour with him, and we're gonna try and focus on episode 1 because it's back in theaters first week of May, and he shot a whole lot of it. So
If anyone has some hard hitting questions, send them to Chris. Like if you think of any good questions, if they probably have a bunch already, but maybe there'll be one that you can sneak in that's really good.
Yeah, totally. So, but that's an audio only podcast. It's called Knights of Vader. That episode will be out first week of May, a couple days before the movie comes back out, I think.
We'll plug it again then when it comes out, because that's cool. I will want to listen to that too. So, all
Maybe
right.
we could do like a crossover thing with you and your guys over there.
Hey man, yeah, I mean, it's sort of tangential to figure collecting, but you'd be surprised at the people who will come on shows, man, and talk about cool stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome.
What about you, Dean? Anything crazy?
I don't think so. No, not for me.
You get any new?
If it is, I just can't remember because my brain doesn't work right.
Well, you get any new Mythic Legions or anything like that?
No, I did get this is pretty cool. This is from Berserk, but I got Nosferatu Zod.
Oh.
He's pre-posed, so no articulation, but pretty cool bad guy. One, if you like Berserk, but two, for the Mythic Legion shelf. He's about the size as those Golem guys, the big Mythic Legions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So actually bigger.
Big cool one-on-one.
Yeah, he's much bigger.
Golem is huge.
And I don't think he's out here yet. I shipped this from Japan, and he was only like $50. So
nice.
with the shipping. So
how long did it take to get to you?
I got it from Ami, so like just a few days.
Okay. It's a DHL.
Yeah, I've had Ami get here in like an afternoon. It's fucking crazy. Sometimes.
That's crazy.
Sometimes it's nuts.
So do they have like a warehouse here in the States or something, or like
No,
how does that work out?
They just I don't know.
Or like
maybe it's luck
like
of
they
the
partner
draw.
retail with like an anime shop or something, or
I don't think so, because every time I get a package, it has all the Japanese
stuff on it,
import stuff on it. Yeah, so I don't know, but like I said, one time I ordered something, paid for it Saturday, got a shipping notification Saturday night, and it got to my house Monday morning.
Wow!
Like at like 9 a.m. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, it's like impossible, but they did it.
Nice. Well, Chris, you did it in the chat already, but I do want to shout out 1/6 shooter. He helped us out a lot today with some information. Equan as well. Always there to back us up on some of the details on some of these figures we don't know, and just to give us a little bit extra to kind of go on, learned us some things today, right? So, guys, we really appreciate you guys being in almost every week. So, we really appreciate you guys coming out for us, and everyone else who came out today. Thank you so much. Sorry I was a little bit late. I am trying to dedicate some time to get those audios out, and it should be coming soon. I'm just in I'm in the downhill slope of my school year, so I had an Elm Creek Mania. I call it Elm Creek Mania. It's like a WrestleMania thing, but I had it today and tomorrow, and then I have a field day, and there's a PE track meet I have to draft some kids into and stuff. So once I get past all that, it should be pretty solid, especially coming towards the summer. So, but all right, guys, thank you all for joining us. Dean, thanks for popping on in my absence. We will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Go watch OFAC on next Thursday. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Bye.